Welcome back to WNBF News at 6. I'm Matt Moore. While the glitz and glamour have worn off a bit in the NFL draft, there are still plenty of guys waiting to hear their name called in rounds 4 through 7. And while the first 3 rounds only offered one Tiger or Gamecock a spot on an NFL roster, plenty got the call today. First up was Clemson wide receiver Jacoby Ford. Oakland used the 10th pick of the 4th round to nab Ford. He held the fastest 40 time of this year's NFL Combine after catching 56 passes last year and finding the end zone 6 times. Next to get the call was USC's Eric Norwood, and while he's not going to have very far to move, Norwood was swooped up by the 26th pick of the Carolina Panthers. He leaves Carolina as the school's all-time sacks leader. 2 Tigers heard their names called in the 5th round. You're looking at Ricky Sapp right there. He'll head to Philadelphia, and Cresden Butler will join him in Pennsylvania, but he's going to be one of the newest Pittsburgh Steelers. Here's a look at some of the notable 6th and 7th round picks, including USC's Clifton Geathers and Clemson's Cavell Connor. As well, look right here at a few of the Carolina Panthers picks, and there's Connor in the 7th round to Indianapolis. And not only is Geathers a former Gamecock, he's also right down the road in Georgetown. The Carvers Bay alum recorded 8.5 tackles for a loss and 3.5 sacks for USC last year. From pro football to pro basketball now, the Charlotte Bobcats made their first playoff series in franchise history, and earlier today, they hosted their first home game. Bobcats led early and often in this one. There's Latta native Raymond Felton cutting through the lane and dropping it in. He finished with 13 points and 6 assists, but despite being tied at the end of the 3rd, the Bobcats just didn't have enough in this one, falling 90-86 and dropping their 3rd game of the series. Now, the NFL draft is a big deal, as are the NBA playoffs. But right here in Myrtle Beach, you can catch a championship like no other. College National Team Handball Championships are in town, and they weren't going to let a little rain stop the fast-paced full-court action. Rain may have put a damper on Day 2's outdoor action of the Team Handball College National Championships, but the quality of play was at its peak.
We think that a few of our teams here are some of the strongest in the country, so we're quite happy to have them compete here.
Dumont says the West Point Black team is one of the favorites, and they should be. They're the 3-time defending champion.
It's like you watch other sports and you talk about, a 1 seed having the target on your back, and you kind of feel like you're always getting, everyone's best effort.
And while handball isn't necessarily mainstream, Adam Moore says this is what it's all about.
The culminating championship event at the end of any season is what every player hopes for in their respective sports.
Adam's mom, April, looks on as West Point Black takes on UNC. She's a big fan of the competition, but doesn't mind a trip to the beach either.
Actually, this is our first time to Myrtle Beach, so we've been enjoying the sights, and Broadway at the beach is a great venue, and enjoying the beach.
They were looking forward to coming to an exciting destination.
An exciting destination with plenty of exciting highlights. But while a win over UNC is nice, there is one goal on the mind of every player for West Point Black.
We're just, we're all really excited to get out here and to defend our title.
Now, the tournament did get a little bit off schedule because of the rain, but it will still wrap up tomorrow, including a trophy presentation with Mayor John Rhodes. The Coastal Carolina baseball team had won 15 straight games going into today's contest with VMI, but the Keydets are no slouch. It wasn't a typical CCU win, but it's a win nonetheless. Cody Wheeler struck out 7 in 7 2/3 innings, and the Chanticleers got a home run from Taylor Motter to eke out the 3-2 win. Finally, check out this video. This is 10-year-old Sabria Burns in a push-up contest with Coastal Carolina football player Adrian Sullivan. They had 1 minute to do as many as they could, but you're going to have to wait to tune into 11 to see who came out on top of that one.
Good stuff, and good video there, right there.
Yeah, they did so many push-ups, but I'm not going to tell you how many. I'm not going to tell you who won. You'll just have to wait till 11 to find out.
Sounds good. Thanks, Matt. We'll have your final forecast after the break.